Alright, we're back. It's been a few days since I last recorded. Was busy with some stuff in life. So yeah, I don't really remember if I promised I was gonna look into something or not. But yeah, just before I started recording right now, I actually did check something just to verify. Let's see, because I'm sure some people were raging at the fact that I didn't realize this. This is apparently used for armor crafting. This is used for weapon crafting. The capacitor looking one, whilst the other one is that thing. I'm not sure if that's the capacitor or what, but whatever it is. No, these are. No, wait. Wait, now I'm confused. Hold on. I'm pretty sure this is for armor. But I can't remember if this is for weapons or if these are for weapons. But anyways, we're not crafting anything yet. The supply of those is not remotely high enough that I can use it on my gear at the moment. But the moment I find a new upgrade, if I get it at the end of this act or the beginning of the next, I might put it on to see. Man, if I could get warfare and strength. It's not that good though. I read that the Eternal Artifact adds 2 strength, 1 warfare to belts. And really the only reason why I'm using this belt is because of 4 critical strike chance. Everything else is rather meaningless, honestly, for combat. Like retribution, who cares? Dodging. Ideally, I shouldn't even take any aggro or any damage here. And sneaking isn't really that useful in combat. So I'm not even sure if it's worth on that belt just for the 4 crit chance. Like I could even get a 2 crit chance belt, craft 2 strength on it, and then move 2 strength over to wits, and that will be 2 crit as well, and that's 4. It's a little bit of a waste. Ideally I'd want a higher crit rate belt. Like this is more useful for sure. Yeah. Honestly, it's time to get a good belt. not that I can choose, but if I could choose, though, I would. Okay, is there any way to get up here? Yeah, it is. Okay. Oh wait, we're not going here yet. I know there's some stuff over here, but I'd like to. I think I want to go here. Yeah, I actually want to go here. Is this where the Trial of Dragon thingy is? Yeah, here we go. Now we're in the right spot. Is this the right spot? Oh, there's source here. That means that there's something important happening. Let's see. Take you. Imperio, the stalwart? Stalwart. Okay, this is also another area. This is Shadow Prince. Is that what it said? Yeah. But I think we go here first. Let's get this done. Let's talk to the crab.
You there! Prithee, goodly traveler, might I prevail upon you to answer a question?
Sure.
You see, I am on a mission most grave. I seek a sorcerer most foul, most reviled, most feared. Her name is...
His pincers scissor wildly.
Scepter the Ineffable! Have you heard tell of this wicked beast on your travels? Oh no. You spoke to her. Face to... whatever you call the
okay.
part of your person. I regret
I don't have much longer to live.
You haven't much longer now that she has your scent. It won't be long until Scepter tracks you here and guts you like a minnow. You have my sympathy. The hunt continues.
Sure. I welcome the challenge. Lizard skeleton. Okay, I have to be careful. Because I don't want to jump into an ambush alone. And then have people hurt me. Well, that is lava. I don't know why the game is presenting this as an option. I don't think I can jump up here. Maybe if I get to higher ground. Okay, camera, please. Please. Interesting. Interesting. Is there an alternative route, maybe? Maybe if we jump from here? Alright, then we try again. This seems way more doable. Use the nifty pyramid. There we go. Man, that pyramid is so convenient. I like it a lot, the pyramid actually. It's not because it's like overpowered or anything, it's just convenient. And that's good design right there. Anything that doesn't like I'm fine with you having to solve the jumping puzzles and stuff in the beginning of the game, like in the first 5 or 6 encounters with such like platforming puzzles, that I'm okay with. But like once you've gotten to the point where you've pretty much solved most of them and you figure out how to solve them and blah blah blah, it's better if the game presents you with some mechanics to basically just skip them. Because there's no point in solving the same type of puzzles over and over and over again. Therefore, I argue that that pyramid is pretty damn convenient in a good way.
Part of the Divine Order's fleet, by the look of it. Hellfire must have rained down.
So good for the developers. The developers haven't done tremendous.
Quite right. Do seek my counsel. I highly recommend you. Surely it's all. That is not to say.
Hold on, let me just talk.
Well, this all looks familiar. It certainly has whatever place we must access.
It's the same.
It looks pale.
Okay.
Anyways, what was I talking about? Crap, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, the game doesn't always present good quality of life tech for us. It's a little bit of a clunky game in terms of UI and stuff, but that pyramid, or those pyramids, that was clever. More games should
A temple in the clouds. What holds this aloft?
Okay, let's let the frames calm down a little bit. Well, the game's like... can catch us up. Firewall, alright. Well, there's stuff here. Stuff up here. And there's some stuff here. Whoa, what is this? Can you craft artifacts?
Before you stands a shrine to Amadia, her solemn face carved of ancient stone. You remember that the statue of Amadia in the hollow marshes healed you. But no words from you can... Whatever powers the gods once had, this statue of Amadia seems ancient. You feel a presence awaken within the stone. An ancient awareness reaches out to you, swirling through every cell of your body and every mote of your soul. Fire suddenly rages around you. Acrid smoke stings your eyes and flames dance all over your body. Yet you feel no pain whatsoever, and the fire fizzles out as soon as it touches your skin. Then the awareness recedes from you, ebbing back like a tide until you are left completely alone. Alone with your thoughts, alone with the blessing Amadia left you with.
I mean, fire immunity is nice and everything, but it's just fire. It's not like it's lava.
Before you stands this step.
Okay. Let's see, is there any... Doesn't look like there's any way to... maybe over there? No. Locked. What if we TP? Better range maybe? Nope. Seems like it's gonna open. Seems like I need something to cause it to open. Maybe.
Before you stands.
Oh, might as well just give everybody fire immunity. Wait, air immunity. Okay.
Before you stand, you feel up. Then the.
Random, maybe.
Before you stand, you feel up.
Let's see. Nope. Nothing?
Before you stand.
Right. Okay. Well, there's something over here. A temple. A shrine, I mean. Sorry. Let's go... take a look. Well, I can hear something. Okay, never mind. Might as well send the guy with, I mean the girl with fire immunity. Can't reach? Oh. Stuff happening up here. Ah, it's all the elements. It's not just fire. Okay, so she must be the wizard then. What is going on here?
That cause a reaction.
That opens that. And what if... Alright. Anything up here? No. Let's just go. They're all air immune, except from
Now to find out what
Melon.
that
Oh, nice sun. What's that?
Amardia truly is the mother of all magic, the patron of all who use swords. Amardia truly is the mother of all.
Want me to use source on that? Let's bless it, see what happens.
Amardia truly is the mother of all magic.
What a bait.
I can't
Patron
make
of
heads
all
nor
who
tails of
use
this.
swords.
I have no idea what any of this means.
Amardia truly is the mother of all magic, the patron of all who use swords.
Probably because they're both scholars. Yeah. Yeah, probably because they're all scholars. I mean, those two, Fane and Red Prince, might be why they can interact. I mean, have something to say. It wasn't much of a reaction. Let's see, let the scholar pick this up. Never mind, they picked it up with the assassin. That's okay, nothing happened. Ah, and the Knight of Amadia is trapped, it seems. What do we have here? 3 switches. This seems to be the shortcut back. Okay. Right. I don't know what the gimmick is. If the entire gimmick of this is just to press some buttons, that's a little bit disappointing, but we'll see. God, so much screen shake.
Our defenses are breached. Must I kill you now? It would pain me. You are not of the Black Ring. I am relieved. I greet you. I was Amardia's chosen champion.
I don't respond well to people threatening me.
She gasps and bows her head in deference.
Forgive me, please. I hold this boon. It is Amardia's. It should be yours.
Yes, give me the tribute.
A pair of gloves, beaten and worn, but clearly of the highest value, especially to a wizard.
Knight of Amardia's Glove. We'll check that out in a second.
I came to the council to learn to be divine. I failed. I'm not made to be pursued by evil. And that's what it means to be God-woken. Afterwards, I roamed the island, as did all we fallen knights. But my worst fears came true when the Black Ring came. I fled here. I made sure the temple was defended and went to the altar. I prayed to Amardia for help, but she did not answer. I'm not ashamed to say that I hid. There is untold evil in the world, and it has reached the island. It seeks the God-woken who would be divine. Amardia's altar is at the highest point. Climb to the sky and you may find it. But be warned, Amardia rarely answers now. And when she does...
She bows her head in deference.
Something is wrong with Amardia. She's unwell when she speaks. That's what she was about to say. She doesn't speak much, and when she does, it doesn't feel all that good. Something is off. So let's go see. What is wrong with one of the 7? Well, we kinda know already.
A bird flits in the background as you approach the altar. Laying your hand on the weather-beaten stone, you feel a gentle heat. A sense of warmth and peace fills you. As you whisper your words, you feel the world around you melt away. You open your eyes to an old log house, a roaring fire, and a door ajar. Pushing the door open, you find a bedroom, comfortably furnished. In the middle of a bed, wrapped in blankets, is an old, shivering woman.
It is so good of you to come. I'm so proud of what you have accomplished, of the hero you are becoming. You will be at the well soon, but first I must ask you for help.
She leans forward, grey hair falling to frame her wrinkled face, and whispers.
I am so hungry. I need to feed. I need your sauce.
Again with this whole needing something. Or asking for something. Let's give it, see what happens.
The woman takes you in her arms, pulling you close in a warm, soft embrace. You almost can't help relaxing as her warmth spreads through you. You're still breathing in her scent, the smell of home, when you feel her claws. They press into your back, tearing cloth, breaking skin, pushing deep into muscle. A gasp escapes your lips, and you sense it, her ferocious hunger as she starts to feed. You feel your source draining away, your energy sapping, your own hunger becoming unbearable. You push her away, staggering backwards, until you rest gasping against the door. The figure in the bed draws the curtains and smiles as she is bathed in moonlight. She turns back to you, her grey hair now streaked with gold. She gets out of the bed, walking towards you, but you feel your god pulling you back, pulling you away from her claws. The room fades, but Amardia's moon remains, now emblazoned on the altar before you. A bird flits in a sense of warmth and peace. You reach out.
Nothing.
She acknowledges your presence.
I just realized something. Maybe I should kill these knights. For experience points. Man, these 7 gods, they are they're a bunch of assholes. Just want to take and take. Well, I got a bad vibe out of that one. The worst vibe for sure. So as punishment... as punishment... as punishment... we will take her knight. As she was trying to take all her swords for her own benefit. I will take something away from her. Her servant. There's a little bit of a warning. Oh, come on. There we go. Are there any other knights that I haven't killed? What do you have to say now, huh? Nothing?
A bird flits a sense of warmth and you reach out.
You try to steal all my swords, I will remove your servant. That's only fair, I think. And yes, I feel at least the way I interpreted that scene, with Ralik coming to pull me away and blah blah blah, if he hadn't, Amadia would probably drain all my swords. Probably. That's why the punishment is what it was. But these gods seem like assholes, so I'm not even sure if she's gonna care that her servant is dead.
Before you stands this statue with the great...
So are there any servants that I left? The Ralik servant was already dead. It's a ghost hanging by the altar. Xantessa's is dead. Got hit in the head by debris inside that ruby. The dwarven one killed himself. Amadias is dead. The elven one, if it was the feline creature, it's dead. Because I killed it. Well, it was possessed though, to be fair. I don't think I left anyone. I'll double check the elven one to see if there are, if maybe... if it truly was the knight or not, but we'll see. Oh, okay. I mean, cool. I was kind of hoping for some eternal artifact crafting, but okay. This works too. Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see here. Dual wielding, useful. Initiative 3, fitness 2, cool. It has a empty slot, that's really good. It has HP, decent. No status though. Which one would I replace? Actually, first of all, I need to check if it's actually stronger or not. So let's say I remove that. And I remove this. Right? It is stronger than both. Okay. Not by much, but enough. So, which one would I remove? The razor has one useless stat, which is single-handed. It's useless here because I'm dual wielding. But I do lose the atrophy, 10% chance, and the poison. No, the poison comes from the craft. The other one has acid 10%, cripple 10%. So I guess the cutter is better than the atrophy at 10%. 10% is just so low that honestly it doesn't matter. So it's the other stats that matter. Both have finesse. So the question is life or initiative. Because if I swap out Razor, I lose 3 initiative. Well, I don't lose 3 initiative, I lose potential 3 initiative. If I drop the cutter, I lose a potential 90 HP. I think I'm gonna keep my initiative where it is at the moment. Because I don't want too high initiative. I know that sounds weird. But the way I think it works is that if I have 2 initiative and I delay my turn, my turn will go all the way to the back of the queue. And I don't want that. Actually, I don't want to be at the end of the queue. I don't want to be all the way at the front of the queue also. But I don't want to be at the end of the queue. Somewhere in the middle. After Fane, for sure. Because Fane can apply all the status. He can apply Time Warp, all that stuff, so I would want a Melon Assassin to make the move after Fane, without having to delay my turn. And if I can get one of the others to go first as well, that would be better. Pyro, Hydro, Arrow. This seems very good. I cannot swap it out on Lizard Boy over here because I need Fizz Armor, specifically for Overpower. And Lucky Charm is just too much fun, so I'm not gonna drop that. However, this guy can. Is that a massive upgrade? And the loss of initiative might be a problem. Well, let's see actually. Hydro is base 1, so I can swap that out. Good. Arrow is base 1. I can swap that out too. Pyro is base 1. I can swap that out as well. Literally all of these are useful. I essentially get 3 points, 3 ability points or skill points back for putting this on. That is value. That is good. Yeah. Absolutely, this is good. I'll put it on. Ooh, but it collides a little bit here. Because I only have 1 base in Arrow. So I can't really save any points. I'm very inclined to put this on Fane. It's just a lot of value in there. But what happens with the initiative? It goes down to 33. Ouch. I need to put points into Wits. I need to make sure Fane is before Melon Assassin on this one. Yeah, so not keeping the initiative dagger on is the right call for sure. If the initiative, I mean, if the delay turn thing works the way I think it does. Which I believe it does. If I remember correctly. Let's go through the motion, adding all the fun stuff. Where's my dagger? Alright. I said I was gonna add... ow, I just hit my desk. I said I was gonna add... the air thing. The artifact craft, the next weapon I find that is an upgrade. But honestly, that's not a big enough upgrade that I'd like to use the limited resources I have. I'm not confident that all that will remain relevant for a significant amount of time. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not mind-blowing either. Oh. How do you get the dual wield though? Dual wield is it's not to die for. Unless you really want to dodge stuff. I guess dual wielding is good for like a warrior type that is dual wielding, because you'll be aggroing a lot, so you'd want to dodge. But for an assassin, I know it's kind of counterintuitive, assassins dodging, blah blah blah, but for the most part, I'm trying to stay away from aggro with the assassins. So, thievery, telekinetics, crit. These are some stat stuff. Let's see. Thievery. Yeah, let's just put that there. So telekinetics. Where is it? Zorl Tissa. Stissa. This can't be it. The entire thing is just to walk up and...
The air is thick with heavy flakes of ash. The altar before you seems to radiate heat as you approach. There is a blinding flash, and you are surrounded by flame. It licks your skin, enveloping you, but does not burn. Looking up, you see Zorl Stissa sitting on an ember throne, surrounded by faintly glowing stars. Her eyes are mocking and angry, but you can see that her scales are starting to flake and fall.
Weakling! You have wasted my time by coming here. My champion will ascend at the wellspring. No other can overcome trial by flame. There is no challenge, Godwoken. There is only flame. My chosen will overcome.
The lizard slams her fist against her throne, sending embers flying. One of the stars above her ignites, wreathing itself in flame. The flames around you flare, and you're enveloped in an inferno. The fire rips through you, scorching your flesh and burning your clothes. The vision fades, leaving only the blazing fire, a glowing sun emblem on the altar, and the echoing laughter of a malicious god. The air is thick and
maybe the dialogue would be different if I spoke to the altar with their appropriate champions.
Thick and
but there is a specific reason why I did not. And I wanted to see how the other gods would react or behave towards my human character, which is, well, me. It's supposed to represent me. This is supposed to represent my team, so... Because obviously they're gonna be all like, oh, you're the greatest, you need to defeat the other... blah blah blah. If I were to talk with the appropriate chosen ones. But I think actually think it's more interesting to see how they behave towards their non-chosen. Get to see their true personality. I think that was my reasoning for that, if anyone was wondering. And I think I was successful in it. I think we exposed some of these gods as not pretty godlike, but very petty and, well, malicious and selfish. So that's very interesting, I think. This is probably where the lizard is gonna want to talk.
I must speak with this man. Please stay close and keep an eye out for assassins in the shadows. Very good. Now for some...
Red Prince. At last we meet, or rather, meet with your awareness of my presence. How often I've stood by you but an arm's length away, a shadow within the shadows. Untouchable. Almost like meeting an old friend.
What is it he has on his tail? What kind of unpractical decoration is this? Or is it maybe a weapon?
His eyes are black holes in a black-skinned sky. He bows with the deference of a noble among nobles, swinging ever so playfully between sincerity and sarcasm.
I suppose I should start with an apology for the attempts on your life. Talk about getting off on the wrong foot, wouldn't you say?
Failed attempts, remember? Hardly made me break a sweat, those lackeys of yours.
They have the same character animations.
To my astonishment, and I admit my admiration. You may find this hard to believe, but given different circumstances, I would have been quite content to let you live. Let you play the Emperor from your golden throne in your golden city.
I'm not gonna lie, I like this guy. The Shadow Prince is my type of character. Maybe that says a lot about me, maybe it doesn't, but I like him. I will not be killing him.
Alas, certain events beyond even my control were set in motion. Ripples became waves. I had to act. And so I arranged for you to meet with an unfortunate self-inflicted end. His libido is legendary. How could he resist? And what better way to organize his demise? But of course I didn't know then he was god-woken, stronger than the demon.
The lizard libido.
It's almost a pity we find ourselves on such opposite sides, all because of who you are, and all because of who she is. is. It was Sadha who set events in motion, Red Prince. If you were the ripple, she was the wave. She's a tidal wave that will take wing, become a murder of dragons, red as the setting sun, that will alight every corner of this world with the terrible splendor of fire. To make a point, for it is murder they would commit, and it would be murder that would be committed upon them. The simple truth of the matter is that yes, we lizards were dragons once. The mightiest creatures to rule sky, earth, and sea. But such was the jealousy of our power that all other races united against us and brought us to the brink of extinction.
I wonder if this whole backstory about the lizards having been dragons before is like... It's like a metaphor for ancient great civilizations that have since fallen and, you know, they're only being retold through stories and blah blah blah. You know, we have some of those on Earth as well.
No one knows what happened next. Was it wizardry? Was it Zol Stissa who took mercy on us even then? Suddenly we were dragons no more. Lizards instead. And as lizards we flourished and built an empire once more. But the House of Dreams trades in prophecy. They've always known we could be dragons again. For one day a man and a woman will be born, and their skin will be red, and the fruit of their union will be great red dragons.
A day that will come to pass.
I mean, hasn't that day already been there?
Curse your obstinance. Listen to me. I am the House of Shadows. This is my role. I see the great games in motion. Allow them their flux when they advance for good. Cut them short when they advance for evil. Even if that means doing evil. The renaissance of dragons would spell the end of our race, plain and simple. To that end, I needed you to die, but you proved to be all too worthy an opponent. An opponent I would now see an ally. Ally with me, Red Prince. Find Sadha and kill her. If she births dragons, all other races will unite against us, and this time they will destroy us for good. We were spared last time. The condition of our continued existence was that we'd never let the dragon roar again.
So I wonder if this condition he speaks of is his interpretation of this the scenario, the situation, or if he knows more than he's letting on. Maybe he has also been in touch with some higher beings or something. I mean, clearly he would not reveal everything as the House of Shadows himself. But I wonder if this is just like drama, like he's being dramatic, or if he's being literal. And this is an interesting one.
They look each other in the eyes, like two chess players contemplating their next move.
Well, I'm certainly not going to end his life. He's making a point, if what he's saying is true. If everything is literal, and it's gonna be a dragon baby, then it would be reasonable to think that every other great civilization in the world would immediately wage war and eliminate them. the plot for this specific questline reminds me of a particular anime. I won't say the name in case of spoiler alert, but those of you who have seen it might recognize it. And here's the thing. I think he's being reasonable. If it's a literal, if the prophecy is literal, but I'm not entirely sure if the Red Prince as a character, the NPC, is gonna be happy with me turning. We could also just play along and then make the choice later once we know more. I think that's reasonable.
Actually, I think I'll call his bluff. Now then, I'm the Red Prince. Your role in this story is over. I am its sole protagonist. Sadha may indeed be dangerous. I may decide she must die. I may not. But it will be my decision.
And also one more thing. If you had played this as the prince, then our outlook would be very different, because then you would expect to become the Godwoken and the father of the first baby dragon. That would dramatically change things. Because you would have ascended, you know, to divinity.
You're out of options, Master of Shadows. Tell me where she is.
The Shadow Prince stands checkmated, and he knows it.
I truly have no choice, have I? Very well. I must put the fate of all lizards in your hands. But beware. Sadha is ultimately dangerous. Not only will she be the mother of dragons, I fear she's fallen in with an old enemy. Them.
He points to the fallen black ring.
If I'm correct, and Sadha's heart has been darkened by the ring, you may be able to find her through their scrying magic. There's a thing on this island known as the Sallow Man. He is a master of mirrors. Mirrors like his will read your mind and show you what you desire, if you manage to elude or eliminate him. A word of warning, though. He is like a shred of nightmare ripped from the dream realm, set loose in reality. Do not underestimate this creature. Be careful, and become the savior of all lizards, Red Prince. Become the true emperor of your people.
I will be emperor, yes. Of lizards or dragons, that remains to be seen.
Kinda sounds weird to say lizards or dragons, like in the same sentence. Man, I'd love to see how he fights though. Like what his moveset is. But since it's Scoundrel 10, it's probably just, you know, typical Scoundrel stuff.
My word, a Godwoken. I'm almost honored. There are precious few things in this world that elude me, but divinity is very much one of them. Very much so. Never knew what hit them. They never do. I am a man with no name. They call me the Shadow Prince, but that is rather dramatic and, in fact, rather incorrect. For what I truly am is the House of Shadows itself. That is my role and my purpose.
This line we have already heard.
As such, I am here to cut short a very ancient evil indeed, and would welcome the aid of one as formidable as your divine self. You're too kind. One would prefer a more idyllic setting than this, but let me regale you with a story. Once upon a time, The race of lizards was so much more than what we are now. We were dragons once. Great red dragons. No one remembers this, but the elves are our guild. As dragons, we almost wiped them from the face of the earth. We were stopped, and we were punished. I know not how, but someone took away the fire that made us dragons. Wings clipped, we became lizards. But there was a reason our dragon ancestors wanted to destroy the elves, for they too had a plot for world domination, at the expense of all other races. And while we were punished, the remaining elves were spared. The elven scions are the key. After their deaths, the powers and souls of scions linger on in the vast and ever-growing network that connects all of the ancestor trees. We discovered that once the network will be large enough, dryads will sprout from these roots, equipped with the memories, experience, and enormous powers of generations of elves. A vast, invincible army that will obliterate everything in their path. It will be the end of all other races.
Well, that's just fantastic. Another Doom scenario with another race. It's like every group eventually leads in absolute destruction of this world. Wow, what a dramatic world.
I've been trying to stop them for years. Now I'm close to ending it all. For good.
Sure.
Will you help me?
I'll help you. I like you. The elves can go die.
He hands you a wooden box, its surface dull to the touch. A vague sickness overwhelms you. There's death fog inside.
Oh.
The heart of the vile elven network is the Mother Tree. She is rooted on this island, and I believe she is aiming to extend her roots into the powers of divinity that lie here. The powers you seek. Place this box at the heart of the Mother Tree and return to me when you've done so. I'll take care of the rest. Best of luck, Godwoken.
I mean, we already killed a bunch of the elves already. And I have no affiliation with them. And to be perfectly honest with you, I would love to see where the story with this guy keeps going, even if he ends up betraying us. I just want to see more of him, what he's planning to do and stuff.
God King Senya. Did he send us ready, God King? They came as listen, right?
Yeah, even if he ends up betraying us or not, I don't care. I just want to see more of him, his story. Well, let's speak with him, with the lizard.
Find the mother. Curse her very heart.
Well, I'm not gonna lie about that. Let's take that cryptic letter. Let's see. What does it say? My prince, we have investigated his latest claims about the armor of the Devourer. The first piece is in the Nameless Isle, and 2 pieces remain in Arx. Of those, one is in the human capital in the custody of a man named Kem. The other was traced to an embassy of the ancient empire. By our order, we are searching for the cult's secret symbols to unlock the armor's power. Best of luck. Okay, I'll keep this, because I may not remember all that. Okay. Right. I guess we go. Wait, is he a trader?
Find the mother. Curse
Oh, he is. Okay.
very heart.
Whoa, that's a lot of armor. Hold on. No, it's not. Never mind. Arrow. What do you have? Arrow. Just too much. Whoa, okay. Did I find an upgrade? Air resistance, fine. Thievery, fine. Initiative, not fine. 4 critical strike versus 5. That's gonna put my Melon Assassin at higher initiative than Fane. Well, let's try it out, I guess. Let's see how bad it is. It could mean that I have to spend an entire turn setting up, as opposed to spending the first turn of my other characters setting up, and then attacking on the same turn with Melon Assassin. Could spell disaster if they get to the assassin. Cripple or some sort of debuff. That ain't good. But we'll try it. We'll try it, see how it is. If I don't like it, I'll switch back. I'll give it to somebody else. Wait, I can't because I'll lose strength, right? Strength requirement 14. Yeah, I actually have to wait for a level up first. Which comes in... Okay, it's a little bit... I could do a swap later, but for the time being I just want to see what's in the cave. Or do you know what? I'm gonna be a little bit teasy. We'll see what's in the cave in the next episode. Bye.